Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, and Mildred, who wants me to play with her very badly. So I'm going to have to wrap this up and then get back to work because, as you know, cats believe that we exist to entertain and amuse them, whereas I exist to entertain and amuse you, which I guess means that I'm a cat. Anyway, we're talking about Holmboe. Yeah, we've been doing some videos on Holmboe because I wanted to catch up with my playlist of Holmboe stuff because he's such a great composer and you really ought to be listening to him. This is the Dacapo series of the complete chamber concertos and sinfonias. It's so wonderful because Holmboe wrote music in clumps, as I said. There are string quartets, sinfonias, chamber symphonies, chamber concertos, big symphonies, and they all come in clumps. Well, there are individual concertos that are not part of the chamber concerto, so they don't come in clumps. But generally speaking, he was a clump composer, which makes collecting his stuff easy and delightfully interesting. Excuse me. So the chamber concertos are wonderful works, neoclassical, bouncy, and brilliant. If you think of like Hindemith's, Kammermusik series, those concertos, there are like 7 of them, but they're a little bit more tonal, more ebullient and bouncy, and a little more expressive. I mean, Hindemith was in his Neue Sachlichkeit phase, the new objectivity, where he was trying to write music that was really abstract. Holmboe wasn't quite like that. Holmboe had more of an element of human warmth, and he was less ideologically fusty than Hindemith. And I love Hindemith. Don't get me wrong. That was my master's thesis. I love the Kammermusiks, but you get the concept. So there are 13 of these suckers, and I'm going to tell you what they're written for. These are wonderful performances, by the way, on Dacapo. They feature the Danish National Chamber Orchestra under Hannu, Koivulna, and they're really, really good. And there are wonderful reviews on the back, including one that says, "A musical odyssey of the highest order, ClassicsToday.com." Oh, I wonder who wrote that one. Yeah, there you go. So here we have the wonderful booklet. Yeah. And the chamber concerti are as follows. Number 1 is for piano strings and timpani. Number 2, flute, violin, strings, and percussion. Number 3, clarinet and orchestra. Number 4, for piano trio and orchestra. Number 5, for viola and orchestra. Number 6 is violin and orchestra. See where we're going here? They're just all different and full of life and character and different shapes and structures. And God, they're wonderful. They're written around, let's see, what are the dates here? 1940s, basically, it seems. 39 through 55, 56. So over this roughly 16, 17-year period. Number 7 is for oboe and orchestra. Number 8 is a Sinfonia Concertante, a concerto for orchestra by itself. Number 9 is violin, viola, and orchestra. Number 10 is for wood, brass, and gut. And it's in 9 individual little movements. It's really kind of cool. Number 11 is trumpet and orchestra. Number 12 is trombone. And number 13 is viola, oboe, and orchestra. So, it's a series like no other. Marvelously rewarding. There are no duds in the entire lot, and each one is interesting and different from the others. So you really want to hear it. Then we get the 4 sinfonias. Now, these are for strings, and the 4 sinfonias, if you play them together in a certain order, become CD6, Kairos, which means time. And the way it works is that Sinfonia number 4 has a prelude, 2 interludes, and a postlude. And so what you do is you break up number 4 and you salt it in amongst numbers 1, 2, and 3. Like the prelude is at the beginning, then you do number 1, then interlude 1, and then you do Sinfonia 2, then you do interlude 2, and then Sinfonia 3, and then Sinfonia 4's postlude. And that makes an entire work by itself. So you can enjoy them individually, and then you can listen to Kairos and see how they make one large concept, which is also very cool. Isn't this guy cool? He's nifty. He really is. And this is a 6 CD set. Like I said, it's on Dacapo. Performances are first rate. Sonics are absolutely first rate. The music is totally first rate. And so if you have not gotten your Holmboe chamber concertos yet, some of you mentioned this box, by the way, when we were talking about the symphonies and the metamorphoses and some of the other things, and rightly so. It's one of the great series, great recordings, maybe one of the greatest recording projects ever. I wouldn't argue about that if someone decided to do that. So keep on listening, friends. Thank you so much for joining me. Enjoy your Holmboe.